Signori miei, bentornati con il nostro Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Abbiamo poca vita in realtà. Dobbiamo darci da fare. Ma scusate, cosa sono questi status? Che succede? Che succede a questo cristiano? Ha trattato una gente di gestione ubriachezza. Ma mi sono ubriacato, scusate, vabbè. Comunque sia, io direi di andare a lavarmi in un trogolo. Posso lavarmi qua? Mi scoccia? Grazie mille. Devo anche recuperare l'energia, giustamente. Che non posso stare in queste condizioni. Andiamo. Hai trovato il doggy mat. Ok. Io direi di andare da Radovan. Tanto comunque sia non abbiamo punti di viaggio disponibili, quindi non possiamo andarci con lo spostamento rapido, ecco. Comunque sia ragazzi, continuate a supportare la serie se volete vedere altre parti, se volete vedere il finale. Sarà una serie molto lunga perché io me la sto prendendo comunque comoda, me la sto godendo assieme a voi, ecco. Sto facendo quello che c'è da fare, è un misto di cose principali o meno e via. Tanta roba. Io vorrei andare a vedere cosa c'è in quel castello là in fondo, mamma mia. Vista così, cioè vi ricordo un po' il Signore degli Anelli? O forse sto dicendo una stronzata. Mi devo comprare decisamente degli stivali nuovi. Ma che non li frega qualcuno? Anche quelli che i vagabondi a cui... i banditi a cui frego le robe. Cioè hanno sempre degli scarponi comunque sia di merda. Io voglio qualcosa di serio, no? Ma qua posso mettere solo tramite invito, non capisco. Sì, non posso entrare qui. Brutti stronzi. Non mi fanno entrare. Vabbè, noi ci dirigiamo dove dobbiamo andare. Che ci posso fare? Vorrei sostituire Matt con un... Ma no, guarda che spettacolo. È bellissimo, visivamente bello, dà belle vibes. Vorrei sostituire Matt con un gatto, non si può fare. Guarda della cuccagna.
That's a fine maypole.
Ah. Ma noi siamo qui per altro. A parte che invasione di territorio, terreno privato probabilmente. Oh, touchable. Vedi questi. Monte Ruby, locandiere, dadi giocano qui. Ho giocato a Blackjack, se ho giocato a Blackjack guarda partecipo proprio tranquillamente. Qua c'è un fabbro, una fucina abbiamo scoperto. Ok. Eccolo. Ripara. Vedi. Possiamo riparare questo, che non è in buone condizioni. Camaglio, questo se... Potrei... Guanti da nobile. Per ora vorrei fare questo. Quanto mi costa? 15 danari. Messer, ma io sono ricco. Scusa. Compra. Vediamo cosa mi vende sto scemonito. Spada caccia baselardo. Bello, fa danno questo. 220 monete però. Spada militare, ascia barbutta, mazza. Questo mi sa che me lo compro. 19 costa, che mi frega. Aggiungo. Corazza, no, corazza lasciamo da una parte. Usbergo italiano. Ok, chiedi accordo. Cioè, potrei contrattare potrei, però non mi interessa in tutta onestà. Posso riparare le scarpe? No, vedi, non ci sono le scarpe da riparare. Dovrei andare da un calzolaio? Non lo so. Mi fa solo riparare. Ah, ok, parla. Ah, okay. Per lavoro compra e ripara.
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could. My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semyon. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade.
Madonna, non lo so.
That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Però se è automatico.
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge.
Ok. Dobbiamo fare che se fai trovare materiale per la forgiatura. Dove c'è la cassa? Partecipo al banco dei intrusi alle nozze. Ah, qua. Acciaio. Aspetta, non so se devo prendere anche queste robe. All'incudine, ok, inizio a forgiare. Spada da caccia.
Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up bit by bit. Try poking it around for a bit.
Muovi la lama nella fornace. Ah, ok, per scaldare in diverse parti.
Nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works the bellows.
Ok, sto tenendo premuti. Procede bene.
You can tell the temperature by the color, but you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out.
Ok, è un top, no?
See? It's the color of straw, which is what you want. And you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Now you can go straight to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it.
Che devo fare?
Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times.
Però devi martellare l'intero oggetto in maniera uniforme. Provaci. Ma quello che stai facendo?
It's cooled now.
Oh.
You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. It's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before.
Che roba infinita.
That's some nice whistling. It's easier to forge to a rhythm, isn't it? There you go.
Oh.
Got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking.
Devi temperarla con X. Devi temperarla. Ok. Here we go. Ci siamo, uomo. Spada da caccia. Fatto.
Right. Let's have a look.
Sei stato scammato.
Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask?
No, non voglio chiedere nulla, uomo. Aspetta. No.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Di nuovo. Adesso?
Well, what do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right. Here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacra, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
Ok. Ah, ho letto tu, il fatto per fratello possiede un letto che sembra disponibile, però ok. Tutti i turisti sono segnati nella mappa. E come sono segnati nella mappa questi bellettini? Fammi vedere, dov'è lo zoom? Dov'è lo zoom? Affanculo, non vedo niente, dov'è il mio letto? Ma che...
It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venza and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semir, and they never came back.
Do you want me to find them?
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up, and especially the cargo. Go to Samin and find out what the bloody hell happened.
Have you any idea which way they might have gone? I could have a look along the way. Maybe their cart broke down or something.
There's only one road to Samin that can take a cart. It leads from Takov to Troskovitz, and then to the south. But I've got a bad feeling they got up to no good in Samin.
Ok, carico.
What was the cart carrying?
Bugger and bollocks. All sorts of stuff. I'd say Lord Samin wants to rearm his garrison with new equipment. There were some hunting swords, bastard swords, crossbow bolts. I also fixed the trigger on young Samin's crossbow, and some kitchen stuff. Sacks of charcoal, all sorts of things. There's a good month's work in that cartload.
Ok, me ne occupo.
Right. I'll get right on it then.
Go ahead. And if you find that pair of fools drunk, kick their asses for me.
Gladly. I'll kick some sobriety into them.
Ok. Mi ha aumentato la reputazione. Ok, d'accordo. Vedi, ancora partecipa al banchetto nuziale. Quindi prima dobbiamo entrare nelle sue grazie. Mercante. Proseguiamo, tanto questa zona è tutta da scoprire. Chissà cosa troveremo. Ho visto che parecchi easter egg sono praticamente nella foresta. Cioè, e quindi devo tenere gli occhi aperti. Però è difficile. Ovviamente c'ho l'occhio attento, no? C'ho parecchio l'occhio attento. Ma credo che sia comunque molti easter egg li trovi nella foresta lontana dai sentieri, secondo me. Non sono alla portata di tutti, ecco, difficilmente lo trovi qua. È molto più probabile che lo trovi da queste parti qui. Ok, siamo arrivati nella zona della missione principale, non principale però.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Saluto.
Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift.
Sermon a renderlo non tranquillo il turno.
So I says to him, "No, father, I haven't been fornicating. I've just been loving my neighbour." Hey, you're right there, laddie. Oh, you should have seen him. He went as late as a cardinal's hat. Aye. Hey, servant, bring some wine.
Servo.
Me? I'm not a servant.
Oh, I know. Old Serene is saving supplies for the wedding later. But you didn't need to bother your wee head about that.
Look, I'm not from here.
Oh. I didn't give a fuck where you're from. You speak our language, do you not?
Well, Yarko, seems to me this fella doesn't know how to behave toward his betters.
The old man's hired hands are lacking in manners. We'll soon fix that.
Coglione. Madonna, lo massacro di botte sto idiota.
Prepare to fight.
Come on, you're going.
Mi pirla. Vieni, coglione. Vieni. Vieni, coglione. Dai. Pirla. Ma se le sto dando io. Ho vinto io come minimo.
Oh, you wee
What in the devil's name is fucking going on here?
What do you think's going on, Grandad? I'm teaching your people here how we do things.
Grandad?
Why, Grandad? An old captain like you probably still remember the foot.
True enough, Yurko. I am old. And I remember all sorts of things. Like you. When you were a little nipper running around here bare arse, with a ribbon in your hair, screaming out how you was Princess Sophie. Poor lad, hadn't a moment's peace from his big sisters.
What about that way?
Who in God's name are you?
Henry. The Takeoff blacksmith sent me. Radovan.
Blacksmith, eh? Then you'll have some explaining to do. Come along and never mind that fool Yurko. Young Samin's getting married, so we has to put up with his kin from Moravia.
We'll be needing a dozen geese. And I must tell Vashek to get 3 pigs ready for slaughter. And the carters will have to be sent to Yetchin to get at least a peck of poppy seed for cakes. And gingerbread spices. Oh, and wine, too. It's almost all gone, what we bought only last week.
Enter!
Sorry to intrude, sir. This is Henry, blacksmith Radovan's hand.
Oh, excellent. Dorothy, leave us now. Just make sure that there's plenty of everything so long as it doesn't cost too much.
But, sir...
Not another word! Leave us! So Radovan sent you alone. Who's going to unload it all? It's a whole cartload.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? But they never came here. Are you telling me they got lost?
Well, I couldn't tell you what happened to them, sir, but it's my job to find them.
There are all sorts of vermin roaming the countryside.
Oh, no need to imagine the worst right off, gnarly. Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain. I could do with a breath of fresh air. I've had it up to the eyeballs with counting geese and pies.
What about Henry here, sir?
Well, what about him?
We could use an extra pair of hands. You know how my shoulder's acting up. Yurko is shit-faced, and your son...
The older has work to do. All right, take Henry with you if you want. Just so long as he doesn't slow us down.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So, lad, you going with us? I hope you're happy about it.
Yeah. I'll be glad to help you.
Oh, you reckon we can't manage on our own?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Take it easy, son. I'm only yanking your pizzle. By the way, the fellas at the gate say you came here on foot.
Yeah, I did.
Christ above. And how are you going to ride with us? On the back of my son? You're a bit big for that, ain't ya? And I'm a bit too old.
Vi sicuro a piedi? Posso prendere in prestito un
Got a
cavallo?
stud farm here, don't you? Couldn't I borrow one of your horses?
Aye. And then we'd never see hide nor hair of you, nor the animal again. We don't lend horses.
Lo compro.
But you're in luck. Our groom brought in a grey nag not long ago. Tell him you've got to ride out with us, and he'll give it to you for a decent price.
All right. Thanks.
Well, that should be that. Unless you've got any more questions.
No.
No, that's all. But we should get going.
That we should. But it's getting pretty late. We need daylight for a search like that. Come back in the morning and we'll set out. If you want, stay here.
You'll get a bit of grub in the kitchen and you can sleep in the barn.
Cioè mi sta dando più disponibilità loro di letti, roba del genere, di quell'altra vecchia di merda. Perché io ho ucciso col Giuda. Ok.
I'm sorry.
La situazione si fa interessante, anche perché adesso abbiamo un cavallo, praticamente. Lo compro e via. Molto... Gesù Maria, gli è entrato... Ho fatto cagare. Ma che guarda... Ottimo. Dove sono i cavalli? Mi ha detto che posso dormire nella stalla. Oh, mercante di cavalli. Oh, vedi? Lenticchia.
Wait, that's my Pebbles, my girl. I thought they killed you down by that pond.
Oh, è il nostro cavallo? Monta e ruba. No, lo compro. Oh. Posso avere lenticchia?
Can I ask you something, Captain?
Sure. Ask away, son.
No.
I'll get going then.
Aspetta. Oh, staliere, tu.
Greetings. Do you need something?
Il mio lenticchia.
That grey horse you have grazing here is mine. What do you mean, yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some suspicious lad who found it down by the Rock Tower Pond, but that horse is not branded, so it belongs to me now. She's my horse. I rode in on her from Ratai, in the retinue that was attacked down by the pond. Right. You happen to need a new horse, and this one just happens to be the one you already own. Does it have your brand? It does not. So you are out of luck.
Who sold
it to you? I told you already. Some young lad. He wasn't from here. What did he look like? Where'd he go? You're a bit hasty, eh? He had black hair and a big beard. And he looked like he'd been sleeping in the woods. And his breath smelled like hell. But I couldn't tell you where he was headed.
Ok, guardami bene. Sii ragionevole.
Look, you know they attacked an entourage by that pond, right? I heard about it. That news spread through the land like wildfire. And the one who sold it to you told you he found it by the pond, right? Well, he did, aye. So it's not entirely impossible she belonged to me. Maybe not impossible, but I paid for her. Aye, but just a few groschen. You said so yourself.
Ecco.
Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition? Maybe so. All right, I'll give her to you. But you owe me one. Go and get her then. If she remembers you, she might even come when you whistle for her.
Perfetto. Perfetto. Perché è passata un'ora? Perché è passata un'ora?
Serve you well. I'm sorry. Oh God, where is that dog?
La mia lenticchia. Aspetta. Vediamo. Tanta roba. Loda.
Slowly. Nice as...
Aspetta. Guardate quello stupido. Eccolo. Vediamo se posso acquistare qualcosa da lui, tipo roba per il cavallo. Compra. Cintura speroni. Barda tu. Ecco, vedi, queste robe sono interessanti. 164 briglie, madonna, guarda che robe. Madonna, ma questa è una madonna. Ma dai, ma secondo te? Ma non glieli darò mai tutti. Io ci ne ho 700 di monete, ok, ma non gliene do la metà per queste stronzate. Cioè, però mi serve qualcosa che... Sella da soldato. Non si può manco contrattare. Oh sì. La voglio.
Like my horse bathed, brushed, and its hooves intact.
Ecco.
I'll get right to it. But it will take a while. Coin up front.
200 monete! Ma vattene a fanculo, va. Ma che cazzo, scusa, No, me lo tengo così, mi spiace. Tanto alla fine lo chiamo e arriva, che cazzo me ne frega. Dormo. No, non voglio scassinare, tanto non ho poche al momento, non ho ancora... Facciamo così. Dormiamo, così salviamo. Facciamo fino al mattino almeno.
Come here.
Ciao bello.
I'm ready to set out, sir.
All right.
Stay close to us and don't go wandering off.
Ok.
As you say, sir.
Dov'è il mio cavallo?
Where will we start searching, sir?
If they drove out of Tarkov and headed towards us,
Right, sir. You keep up with us, son. Troskovitz ain't far, but it seems there's fellas vanishing on the way.
Ottimo.
Captain.
what do you think about it, Captain?
I know you told me not to jump to any conclusions, sir, but I can't help myself. Someone's running rampant around here, sir.
I know who's running rampant. Yurko in the cellar. We're out of wine again. I knew this wedding wouldn't be cheap, but I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. And the bailiff, the bride's father, you'd get more blood out of a stone than coin out of him. And then he behaves like I shit golden eggs just because I'm a noble. Even though he's got more coin than me.
Such are the times, sir. But that Yurko, he's going too far.
You know how those Moravians are. It's in his blood.
Aye, I noticed. But they're getting too much to handle. Him and his cronies. They started on young Henry, soon as he set foot on the courtyard.
What? Is that true, Henry?
It was nothing. Just a bit of a friendly brawl. They clearly had a skinful. I can understand it.
Well, I've sure as hell got no understanding for it. I hope they didn't hurt you.
Young Henry here gave Yurko a nice hammering.
Oh, that's no surprise. The fella can hardly stand upright most of the time.
You'd have to get up early to catch them sober. But they wasn't that drunk as to give Henry an easy fight.
Look here, lad. If you're such a champion, I'm sure you'd accept the challenge of an old man like myself.
It would be an honor, sir.
Excellent. Not afraid, eh? That's what I like to see. There's an abandoned pen along the path a bit. We'll stop up there and see what you're made of.
All right, sir. If you'll excuse me, I'll explain some things to the youngster here first. Wouldn't want no accidents happening.
Ok. Devo menare mo con questo, boh. Gesù Maria. Lo apro in due. Finalmente abbiamo il cavallo, raga. Sarà una mano dal cielo. Lo sfrutteremo assai, ve lo assicuro. Anche perché voglio scoprire tutta la mappa, in modo tale che scoprendo tutta la mappa poi c'ho anche gli spostamenti rapidi attivi e possiamo proseguire con la storia molto più velocemente.
So, we're here. Gnarly, tell the youngster here what's what.
Ok. Parla con Nodoso. Ok. Con lui non posso parlare. Veniamo.
All right, son. You're going to fight Lord Samin. It'll be an honorable fight, so you better act
Lo
accordingly.
coltello.
Hold on, Mo. I'll give you some gear for it.
Cosa?
What weapon will you give me?
What would you like?
No. La penna è più forte della spada. Una spada.
Sword?
Don't get ahead of yourself, laddie. A sword belongs in noble hands. You can have my cudgel. It might be just a stick, but it's my stick, so careful with it.
Thank you, Captain.
Save the thanks and get your arse into the pen.
Che bastone, Ok. Aspetta. Ce l'abbiamo.
So, young'un, are you ready?
Sì.
All right, let's do it.
Scusa, no. Non stavamo andando a cercare facendo dell'altro. E così chiedo, Fa giudica la tua prestazione. Non mi ha colpito manco una volta.
Quick.
What do you say, son?
Anche una goccia di è stata dura.
You really gave me the runaround.
I'm no spring chicken, but I'm as
Vero.
spry as ever.
God's truth, sir. You didn't disgrace yourself, but I can see the young un has spirit. Anyways,
You can keep that old junk, Henry. Even my cudgel. But take care of the old fella. He might be just a piece of wood, but he's saved my arse more than once.
I will, Captain.
And since you won, I've got something else for you as well. My shield.
Isn't that a bit too much, Gnarly?
Sir, my left shoulder's fucked anyway. I can't carry no shield.
True enough.
Thank you.
Sì, è tutto molto bello, ok. Però... il mio... Eccolo. Guarda come spoglio. Poi intanto ritroveremo qualcosa sicuro. Ci capiterà di seccare qualcuno che ha cavalli e roba del genere, quindi... Voglio addobbare, ma allo stesso tempo costa troppo. Sì, c'è un bel trauma cranico, sgranchirsi lo chiamo.
You should come to the courtyard and Gnarly here will give you a good education in the art of the sword.
I call it the art of not getting skewered as soon as you step foot outside the village. But do come, Henry. We've got a nice arena in Sameen. It ain't no abandoned pig pen.
You can't always choose your battleground, Gnarly. Whether it's a pig pen or an arena in Karlstein, it's the performance that counts. And while we're on the subject, where are you from, lad? It's clear you're not from Trotsky.
I'm from Silver Scallis, sir.
Aha! Now I understand why you're here. You're not the first one to flee here from the war.
I don't flee from a fight, sir. I have work here, and a lot of scores to settle.
You want to get revenge for what happened back home? That usually doesn't end well. You'd be better advised to find yourself a
Ragazzetto
well-built
robusto.
girl, build a cottage, and visit the church and the tavern in turn. There's no helping a dead
Messaggio.
anyway.
That's nice advice, sir. Only women will tie you down, lad. Better to go and see a bit of the world. You're doing the right thing.
C'è ancora il cadavere del tipo, guardate. Chissà se è più marcio adesso. Cioè, vorrei vedere se sono queste robe che il corpo diventa più marcio, che ne so. La decomposizione, ma non credo l'abbiano messa, Sensazione mia. Poi ci stava, secondo me. Un po' una decomposizione alla Red Dead Redemption 2. Quella era molto bella, mamma mia. Cioè bella, era realistica comunque sia. Tanta roba. Quindi siamo tornati qui. Guarda quella lì, ancora chiedo l'elemosina. Guardami a me, sono a cavallo, guarda.
What an ugly old nag.
Ok.
It happens. Just which way you're going next time.
Oddio, sto camminando con I cavalli.
So, we're in Troskowitz. What now, sir? Should I go to the bailiff and ask if he might have seen someone?
Well, that makes sense. But the young fella here should do it. If the bailiff sees you, he'll guess I'm in the village and come and bother me. And I'm really not in the mood today for any bombardment of complaints.
I understand, sir. All right, Henry. Run along to the rat house and inquire about that wagon.
And Henry, not a word about me. Are we clear?
As you wish, sir.
Ok. Balivo.
Master Bailiff, can I ask you about something?
Ask away, by all means. Wait now, aren't you that lad who's helping Radovan in the forge?
Bravo.
Yeah, that's me.
I heard his hired hands went missing.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm here.
Ah, I was thinking they were driving awful fast with that cart.
You saw them?
I did, a few days back. They raced through the village in the early evening so fast, they were dropping sacks of charcoal.
Where were they headed?
Towards the east, to Apollonia on the road to Yichin. And you're looking for them?
I am indeed.
I'm glad to hear it. I heard there were goods for Semine on that cart, and I can do without that kind of trouble now, on account of the wedding, you know?
It seems you have a lot of concerns with that wedding, Master Bailiff.
Of course I do. I'm the father of the bride, after all. Although not everyone sees eye to eye with me. Lord Semine would be happier if I paid all the bills and left all the decisions up to him. Who's invited, what there'll be to eat and drink, entertainment, everything. It's not like I have a burning desire to deal with it, but if I'm going to pay for it...
I understand. But isn't it just that the groom's family is more concerned about these things?
That's not it. I'll tell you what it is. It's because Lord Semine is a noble and I'm just a commoner. Only I've got coin. While he's trying to keep the wolf from the door in that piddling estate of his.
Ok.
You ought to calm down, Master Bailiff. That kind of talk can stir things up.
You're right, of course. It just makes me mad, though.
I understand.
È tutto.
That'll be all. Thanks.
Ok. Però in realtà... Incredibile scrivano, no? Posso rubarvi qualcosa? Salve. Chissà cos'è sta roba? Paga indulgenza. Per la volta che ho fatto casino qua. Con quell'altro cretino? Non lo so.
Well then, young man. How did it go?
Merda.
They were spotted here, sir. Going to the east, towards Apollonia.
So to Yitchin? The bastards. And what about my goods?
Oh, they were driving so fast, it was falling off the cart.
The thieving scum. Let's hurry. To Yitchin.
Sir, I can send a message to the Itchin captain of the guard.
Oh, it'll take too long. We'll go and get them ourselves.
You'll be missing preparations for the wedding at home, sir.
I will. Praise Lord Jesus Christ.
Oddio, ancora.
I have to choose between and listening to Dorothy's endless fussing. I'll take Yitchin any time. Besides, there's a nice inn along the way, the Three Cats. We can spend the night there.
I remember that place, but I'm not sure, sir, if they'll let the two of us set foot inside the door.
Oh, gnarly, that was 15 summers ago. God knows if the place is even still standing.
True. Still, we'd better keep our eyes peeled. They might not have gone to Yitchin. They could have turned off somewhere. Or something could have happened. They might have been ambushed, maybe.
Will you give over with that? I'll bet my braves they weren't ambushed. More likely we'll find them boozing at the Three Cats.
That'd surely be the best outcome, if that old dive is still standing. Let's go, then. So, St. Anthony, which way now?
While you're praying to the patron saint of lost things, go and have a look along the road, Gnarly. And you, Henry, have a look to the left.
All right, sir. But don't forget, my eyesight ain't what it used to be.
Well, that's what we have the youngster for, isn't it? Off you go.
Torna al bivio presso il cimitero. Ok. Ok, vediamo cosa c'è. Troveremo indizi sicuramente. Vedo già un carretto abbandonato. Cos'è questo?
A sack of charcoal? That could have fallen off the cart.
Ah. Questi sono diritti da queste parti.
You found anything, lad?
There's a sack of charcoal lying in the ditch to the left of the road. The bailiff said they were driving like the devil, so maybe it fell from the cart.
Oh, that makes sense. To the left it is, then. Gnarly! Back here!
Ok.
We're getting close. I can feel it in my bones, sir. You'll have the car back in no time.
I just hope we find the horses, too. Yarmilka here ain't the youngest, and I wouldn't want to drag it back home myself.
A nobleman in harness. We ain't ever had such a spectacle in these parts.
You might get to see it soon enough. The lords in this country have all gone to the dogs. Every lowborn with a bit of coin builds a house in Kuttenberg while we live in squalor. Why do you reckon that is, lad?
That's the change in the economical situation, sir. The burghers have more rights, and they make smart use of them. They put their coin to work for them. They've got shops, baths, inns, mills, while the nobles sit waiting until Jack from Backwater Hamlet brings them 3 groschen in taxes on St. Gallus's Day.
You're right there. Only Jack hasn't even got 3 groschen these days. None of this would be happening if we had a king. And I mean a real one. not Wenceslas or Sigismund. Oh, anywhere that's not ruled by a strong hand, all sorts of things go wrong.
Especially when you've got Moravian relatives eating you out of house and home.
Questa foresta puzza di imboscata. Non lo so perché, ma potrei sbagliarmi, però sì, è quella la puzza.
Oh, hold up. This is strange. I don't see any cart tracks. What do you reckon, Gnarly?
I'm blind as a mole, sir. But it's all peculiar, right enough. Where the hell could that cart have vanished to?
Well, that's just it. They had nowhere to turn off.
I'll look up the road a bit. And you, Henry, have a look back along the road. Maybe it fell in a ditch somewhere. Who knows?
Very well, sir.
Ok. Torniamo indietro. Qua. Guarda qui. Come cazzo hanno fatto a notarlo, porco Giuda? C'è un altro sacco di carbone qua. Guarda qui.
The blacksmith's cart. But someone went to a hell of a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Hey! I found the blacksmith's cart! Come here!
Non ci sono cadaveri, non c'è nulla. Sicuramente sono andati da questa parte. Che dite?
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Oddio.
Of course, the goods are gone. The bastards hauled it off to the rocks. That's clear. Well, we can't let them get away with it. We'll carry on, but on foot. My old young milker would only break a leg there. And keep a sharp lookout. Something stinks here.
I told you. They got ambushed by them bastards that's on the rampage around here, sir.
Oh, be quiet. We still can't be sure of anything.
Guarda qua. È tutto così strano. Mistero. Che poi io ho la mazza di quello lì come arma primaria. Fatemi vedere, ma fa danno almeno sto schifo perché... Ok.
Ah, Apollonia. I spent a lot of time running around here as a young lad.
Oh, not me. This place always gave me the shivers.
God's truth, I ain't got only good memories of it. One time, got my legs stuck in a crevice a bit further on. Trapped there all night I was, shitting myself with fear. It wasn't till morning that the folk from the fortress found me. The whole of Samine was out looking for me.
See, at least you came here as a kid. It still gives me the creeps here.
Why's that, sir? It's just some rocks, ain't it?
You'd sing a different tune if you'd had the rope maker's wife as a nanny when you were little.
Oh dear.
Now she had some tales about this place. Headless horsemen, goblins,
goblin.
ladies. Every night we'd gather by the hearth. The old woman would sit at her spinning wheel telling stories. I'll tell you, Captain, there isn't much I'm afraid of. But when that blind old crone was croaking her tales of devils and holes to hell, with the fire crackling and the wind whistling outside the windows, and the whirring of the spinning wheel.
Listen.
Yeah, I hear it.
There's somebody there, sure enough.
Let's get closer.
Infatti li sentivo da mezz'ora. Cioè li sentivo da un po' queste voci.
What do you do now? I heard more than two voices.
I used to clamber around here as a young lad. The girls from Slatigo used to come make a fire here and jump over it, and so's their underwear wouldn't catch fire. Sometimes they'd take it off.
That's nice, Gnarly, but I don't think it's scantily clad maidens we'll be running into here. So what's that got to do with anything?
Well, there's a nice view into the gorge from up there. We only have to go back a bit, then we can get up there nicely.
Right. Henry, what are you waiting for? This is just the kind of thing we took you along for.
Vado subito.
Sure, sir. With a bit of luck, there might be some girls there too.
I could do without girls with voices like that. Now get going.
Con voci dolci. Ok. Va in illustrazione.
You really saw that? I'm not kidding. Honza, tell him I'm not having him on. You saw it too.
True. He ain't yanking your pizzle. I
Those
saw it with
definitely
my
aren't
own two
blacksmith's
eyes.
hands.
She had one different than the other.
All right. But that ain't
Banditi.
no...
Attacca. Vada. Ciao stronzi. Ah.
I've been waiting for you.
Ah, bastardo. Oh, porco. Ah, no, sono un altro. Olè.
I hope that's enough.
Fatti fuori.
Oh, this day took it out of me, and no mistake.
And it ain't over yet, sir. Your goods ain't here. And none of them bastards look like the blacksmith's hands. Am I right, Henry?
Hard to say. I've never actually seen them. But I don't think it was them.
Me neither. But right past that peak is another good camping spot.
You think this was a patrol?
It makes sense. But I don't want to go assuming the worst. We might have just run into them bandits by chance.
Yeah, well, you were right, as always. Let's go, then. Are you ready, Henry?
Non ancora.
Give me a moment.
Hurry up, lad.
LED? Anche perché scusa, siamo. Allora, innanzitutto gli prendo scarpe semplici, mele essiccata e chiave di porta e bauli, che come mi insegnate. Noci, mamma. Bendaggio, cosa ci serve? Ok.
We can get going.
That's just grand. Let's go then.
Let's go. Let's go, ski.
I thought we had everything clear, then, sir. You tried to fuck with me, so until we ride out, you're gonna stick right there and keep your mouth shut.
We did everything you asked. We got the blacksmith cart and the goods.
Horse shit. You tried to fuck me. That bastard cousin of yours owned up to it.
It was his idea. I wanted nothing to do with it.
It makes no difference to me, Venser. You vouched for the crooked fucker. So now, it's on you. Actually, you could consider yourself lucky. If you hadn't saved my ass that time in Colleen, I'd have goat ear skin you alive.
Bastards. You can't trust anyone in these parts. Get ready, Gnarly. We are going to parley.
Trattare.
The Shawnee, sir.
Yes, exactly.
Only there was more of us that time, and less of them.
Oh, don't worry, there won't be a problem. They're just common thieves. Besides, I'll take young Henry with me.
What, me?
And if they're still feeling brave, you get to try out that new plaything of yours.
Cosa? Quale sarebbe il nuovo giocattolo?
Ahem, gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over and I'll let you go.
Oh, you must be from Samin, sir. Well, of course you can have everything back. Just as long as you ask nicely, eh? Well, how about we do things differently? You lay down your weapons, and we can all have a nice little chat. I mean, I don't intend to go murdering local lords. I just want your coin
That's very noble of you, sir.
What are you gaping at? At them!
Oddio. Quello è il suo nuovo giocattolo. E quello fugge, bastardo, non è che ci aiuta a combattere. Oh. Vale. Questo è il prossimo. Oh, c'è bello armato sto stronzo, eh. Bravo. Menalo, menalo. Aspetta. Oh, Marco giù l'ho parato. E un'altra è andata.
Henry, hey, Henry, are you listening? Come here.
Discutile. Imbroglia.
I'm a nobleman. You have to spare me.
Oh, do be quiet. Hey, Henry.
Discutile.
What now? One of them bastards fled into the rocks. Chase him down and bring him back.
But they'd taken him captive. What use would he be to us?
Are you deaf? Didn't you hear what they said? They took him captive because he wanted to drive off with the load. They fucked over Radovan, fucked over his lordship, and wanted to fuck over that bandit too. They were in cahoots. Only the thief wanted to rob the thieves. And they deserve the same punishment, if not more.
Ok.
I'll go and track him then.
Great. Hurry.
Ok. Oh, questo frenzy. Ok, credo che da questa sia la parte giusta. Molto probabile che lo dovremo menare. Eccolo.
I've got you now, Venza. You've nowhere to run to. Yield.
Well, why the fuck would I? It's just you against me. Besides, if I do yield, it's the rope for me anyway.
Vero. Non mi lascia altra scelta.
One-on-one, yeah. But it must be clear to you that you're no match for me. Even if the noose is waiting for you, it's still a more pleasant death than getting your head smashed in with a rock. And believe me, I'll do it if there's no other way.
Fuck. All right, I'll come with you. But you'll put a word in for me.
I might. As long as you don't try anything.
Promise me.
I won't promise you anything. Now come on. I've got a prisoner for you, sir.
Excellent. It all worked out quite well in the end. Gnarly will take care of this scum.
What about Gules?
He caught a few good hits, but he's alive. We'll take him with us. I need to have a strong word with him. You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me, you deserve it.
80.
And now, let's get that accursed cart back to Samin. Want a ride? We'll go via Troskovitz. We can drop you off there, and you won't have far to Tarkov. You ought to report back to Radovan as soon as possible about what happened with these hands.
Mi aspetteresti? No, grazie.
That's all right, thanks. I want to take a look around here first.
Suit yourself, but be on the alert. Gules isn't the only one making trouble in these parts, and stop by Samin sometime. Gnarly will take you under his wing and teach you a thing or two.
Ok. Più che altro gli ho detto appunto che voglio controllare qua per le robe. Quello che apri. Cioè. Acciaio. 140 dado. Pelli. Coppa d'argento. Mi voglio caricare troppo di roba. Allora. Allora, il carro è stato ritrovato.
Job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Samin's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realized they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
Well, I went to Semine, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semine, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them down? The whole band?
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the carts and the goods.
Indeed. Where else? The bastards. And what about my hands?
I'm not sure. Lord Semine took them and Gules to his courtyard. We'll see how he deals with them.
I'd know what to do with them.
Now, don't worry. I don't think Lord Semine will let them off lightly.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble.
Oh.
I've got just the thing for you.
Okay.
Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks.
Me la dà
It'll
così.
come in handy. And
Come
have
se
you got
fosse un
another job
panino.
for me?
Young Lord Semine's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truscovitz. What do you think of her?
Non l'ho vista.
I haven't seen Agnes. Is she pretty?
Pretty doesn't do her justice. She's a beauty. But she's got such a sharp tongue on her that I don't envy older at all. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
Teresa.
Yeah. And I hope she'll wait.
Boo.
Her name's Teresa. Her uncle owns a mill on the river in Ratai.
A girl from the mill? You want to watch out for them types. You might get caught up in devilry, lad. A wedding's a serious business. You're not just getting a bride, but a whole family. So you have to show them you're a man who's worth it. All the more so when you're noble born. Old Semine wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
Non abbiamo.
I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, young man. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong sword that won't break.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia, and folks say they saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil. And there have been other strange goings-on.
Ha fatto un patto col diavolo.
With the devil? Why would the hermit make a pact with the devil?
No idea. It might just be old wives' tales.
What strange goings-on?
I heard something in the tavern about some apparition. But that's all I know.
Okay.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. But in return, you'll get me invited to Semine's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Truscovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation.
Ok. Ok. La missione secondaria era questa, tra l'altro. Altra missione secondaria. Ma io voglio fare quelle principali. Che cazzo sto combinando pure io, dai. Corazza, piastro, cioè questa è la merda che mi ha dato lui? Successivamente? Questa è la cagata che mi ha dato. Potevo ficcare nel culo tranquillo. Ma che me ne faccio? La corazza pietra arrugginita. Ma fanculo. Ma perché il cavallo non ha le robe che dovrebbe avere? Cioè io gliel'ho messe. Come cazzo? L'ho sposta sul cavallo e non le ha. Adesso è un aspetto un po' più normale. Perfetto. Ora io mi sposto. Oddio, che succede? Oh, che succede?
I've been expecting you.
Ma chi è questo?
Really? Who the hell are you? My name is of no importance. I am your faithful servant.
Ma che cazzo è?
What do you want from me?
Me? Want something from you, Dark Lord? No, I wouldn't dare. I can only humbly beseech, pitifully implore.
Out with it, then.
For a small kindness.
No.
A favor.
What favor?
I'd like the dice to roll like they've never rolled for anyone before. And win every game.
What? Sia fatta la tua volontà.
I will be done.
Really? Thank you, Dark Lord. I'll be indebted to you to my dying day. And when I die, my soul will be yours, won't it? That is the price?
È così.
As you say. Quid pro quo.
If I make enough to cure my Jane, it's a fair deal.
Ma che...
Beyond my wildest, my Jane will finally be well again.
Ma che cazzo... Che incontro inutile era cosa? Che cazzo era sto idiota? Boh, vabbè. Ne beccavamo su Red Dead Redemption 2 di scellerati, quindi perché non qui dopo tutto? Oh, mugnaio.
Greetings, my friend.
I heard at the Troskovitz Tavern that you might have a job offer.
Well, you don't look lame. I reckon I could find some work for you.
I also heard you're invited to that big wedding coming up.
That's no business of yours at the moment.
Oh, stronzo.
You see, I'd really like to get into that wedding.
It's only natural to have dreams and desires at your age, lad. But don't get ahead of yourself. You wanted work. I'll give you work. You'll be carrying sacks of flour.
You don't have anything better? I can do other, more useful things.
Well, that's nice and all, but there's only one thing I need from you right now, and that's hauling sacks of flour.
Me la cavo bene con la spada.
Maybe you could use an armed escort. Maybe I could sit around here somewhere looking tough.
You think you'd be good at that? You don't seem very tough to me. Why not try something a bit simpler, such as hauling sacks of flour?
Do you really have nothing better I could do?
Madonna.
I do, but only for people I know already. And you're not one of them.
Porta le sacche.
All right. It's not like I have much of a choice, do I?
The sacks are in the barn, and the wagon is in front of it. I'll give you a groschen for every half dozen you carry. You won't have to buy food. We'll take care of that. And you can sleep here, in the barn. But not on the sacks of flour. You understand? I'll tan your hide. Climb up to the loft with the others.
Oh, fuck me.
Careful what you wish for. Go on, get to work. Take care and have a pleasant evening.
Che palle. Comunque sto facendo le cose doppie, perché praticamente io mi devo infiltrare tipo le nozze, ok? Però stavo già lavorando per quell'altro stronzo, ma volevo fare qualcosa di un po' più figo. Invece guarda cosa mi ritrovo a fare.
This is no joke.
Where did this fella come from?
Finalmente. What?
Have you got it done?
Che diavolo sono?
I said, are you done?
You're milling some pretty peculiar grain here, Miller. It's got a bit of a metallic flavour to it.
Kurva. Can't you be more careful?
Tell me the truth. What are you really doing here?
Seems I'll have to lift the lid off the cauldron of knowledge sooner than I expected. You think you're ready?
See.
Yes.
I'm attempting to convert matter into a truly miraculous energy.
What?
I understand. It seems impossible. I'm sure you're asking yourself what that has to do with the metal in the sacks. But we're only just scratching the surface. You see, for my experiment, I'll need something sinfully earthy. Something we'll have to appropriate. And that's something you can help me with, my curious apprentice.
Che cazzo? Un furto dunque.
So thievery? Just like Peshek in Rata. I should have known.
Thievery? What a crude way of putting it.
But a truthful one.
Those things aren't mutually exclusive.
I'll help you.
That's the right attitude. Now listen up. In Troskovitz, next to the tavern, there's a rat house. And in that rat house, there's a chest. And in that chest is a document I need. One that used to be mine. But due to an unfortunate twist of fate, ended up there. It's called The Offer of Hermes Trismegistos.
Yeah.
It's written right on it. You said you could do all sorts of things, so I assume reading is one of them. Am I right?
I can read. But I reckon that's the catch, isn't it?
The catch is the chest is under lock and key, and most likely well guarded.
Of course it is. And then you'll get me into Semin's wedding?
Aye. If you help me, I'll find a way to get you there. Miller's honor.
Parola di mugnaio. Ok, ruba il documento. Piacerebbe imparare a rubare.
Where exactly should I look for this document? I doubt they've only got one chest in the Troskovitz rat house.
I can't help you there, but my hand Zinnik might know more. He had the document on him, but then the bloody fool got caught because of something else, and they took it from him. I'm pretty sure he's still on display in the stocks on the square. Just remember, lad, if you get caught like he did, the guards will turn out your pockets. And it will be pretty hard to explain what a tramp like you is doing with a document he can't
Lo
even
so
read.
leggere, coglione. Okay.
I'd like to learn more about the art of thievery.
Thievery? Well, I call it the art of thievery. It's simply an art. But all right, enough wordplay. If you want to learn something, go and see Hensel. He'll tell you how to relieve people of the things in their purses. Or how to quickly and painlessly send them to the land of dreams. And if you'd like to try opening locks without a key, there's a chest in the barn that you carried the sacks to. You can practice on that.
All right. I reckon I know everything I need. Thanks.
Ok, mi devo quindi allenare.
Crazel said you'd teach me to pick pockets.
Sure. Follow me. I know a quiet place.
Ah, ci dobbiamo anche
Crazel took you
spostare.
on just like that. Surprising. Crazel hardly trusts anyone. He's a smart man. So don't you even think about betraying him. That would end badly for you. Not to scare you, though. That's not what I'm here for.
Let's begin.
Not so fast. You're new here, so here's some advice before we get started.
Non è la mia prima volta.
Don't worry. It's not my first time.
Well, well, well. You fancy yourself. Let's see. Where would you look for keys on a person?
In their pouch, of course.
And what if they don't have a pouch?
Well, Then they don't have a key?
Nonsense. If you don't know, pay attention. First of all, rich or poor, most folks carry their things in a pouch either in front or in the back. The front one holds keys, coin, and other small items.
And the rest is in the back?
Exactly. Now, this is important. Don't steal from the front pouch unless you're sure you know what you're doing.
Ok.
Well, what if I need something from it? Like a key to a chest?
You can try taking it from behind. It'll be more difficult, but it's manageable if you're careful enough. Show me how nimble your fingers are then.
All right, let's do it.
Quit dawdling and get over here.
Ok. Borseggio.
Do you have it yet?
Ok, tieni premuto per guadagnare tempo per il minigioco. Quando il centro della rosa è blu, sei al sicuro. Quando diventa rossa, ok. Ma serio? Cioè il tempo è troppo poco. Oh.
Very nice. I didn't notice you at all, and that's exactly what you want. Now give back what you took.
Here you go. What now?
That's it. It's a simple art. But if you want, you can give it another try.
Porca troia. No.
No more.
Stop by whenever you want to give it another try.
Cioè, questo è esattamente come uno scassinamento, un casino allucinante. Avrò non poche difficoltà con sta roba. Mi conviene rubare la cioè prendere quella roba, fare quella roba del fabbro e prendere la spada, cioè tutta onestà mi conviene più fare quello. Perché qua possiamo chiedere informazioni sull'eremita in teoria. Chiacchiera. No, parla.
Greetings, innkeeper. I've come to apologize for the fight we caused. And also to ask if there is anything I can do to help.
Latch in the stable when the horse has bolted, lad.
How so? Did something happen?
I had a couple humans come in here and get in a brawl with the locals. What the hell did I do that people fight in here all the time?
Did anyone get hurt?
Bah. They broke a couple of pictures and Wojtek took a punch in the gob, but nothing else. Go and see Wojtek if you want. Maybe he'll tell you more than I can.
No, 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 non voglio fare questa missione.
Hear it?
Parla. Oh.
I need some advice.
You want some advice? Here's some for free. I catch you fighting here again, and I'll spank your bare ass like a brat.
No,
I said I'm sorry.
But the Cumans are still stinking up the place. Down to business. I don't have all day for you. So what do you want?
I promised Radovan the blacksmith I'd go and see Ambrose the hermit in Apollonia.
My God, lad, stay away from them rocks. Ambrose the hermit sold his soul to the devil and won't talk to nobody no more.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But it seems a bit far-fetched.
So why would an evil spirit suddenly start appearing near Apollonia? It's the devil's work, believe you me.
And has anyone sent to the castle for the priest?
Not at all. Bailiff Thrush is keeping it quiet so far. 4 strangers came here yesterday. They sat in the corner there, but once they heard about the apparition, they started to take a big interest.
What strangers?
They looked like monks, only they had daggers concealed under their robes. I saw them clearly. I'm telling you, there's something fishy going on around Ambrose.
Voglio parlare con l'eremita.
I'd like to get hold of that broken sword of his.
You'd hazard your soul for a piece of iron? Fool. I'd think long and hard before doing anything if I was you. Because this reeks of hell.
Posso stare qui stanotte e concludo. Vai a fanculo, vai. Parti salvato. Allora, l'eremitolo. Dov'è?
What's this? A grave?
Oh, aspetta, dov'è la tomba? Parlato di tomba. What? Smonta. Dove l'hai vista la tomba? Ah. Scoperchia la tomba. Deruba. Vediamo. Sei sporco. Ho capito, chiudi, non mi rompere il cazzo. Ma mi culo, ho capito. Sono scoperchiato per nulla. Spada spezzata di Girolamo. Ma l'ho trovata.
Now that's what I call steel. It may be broken, but there's hardly a trace of rust.
L'avevo trovata. Ah, ok. Pensavo di andare da tutt'altra parte. In realtà l'ho trovata subito. Ok. Bah, culo, tra l'altro l'ho trovata. Puzzo di marcio. Però ho trovato la spada.
You have a kind master, eh? What do you want, you yokel?
Biforco lo dice a tua mamma.
So I'm back, Master Blacksmith.
Excellent. How did it go with the hermit?
He's dead.
What? Did you?
No, not me. It just got a bit complicated. The hermit died a few days ago. I had to find his grave, and this sword was on it. You weren't wrong. It's first-class Toledo steel, Radovan.
God's nails. That's quite something.
First-class welded steel. Ambrose must have broken the sword himself, deliberately. It wouldn't have just happened in battle.
That's exactly what we need. See now, youngster. My clever plan worked out nicely in the end.
Right. Well, thank you very much for your clever plan.
You haven't disappointed me yet, lad. So I'm sure forging an exceptional sword won't be a problem for you either.
Wait, I thought you wanted to do it yourself. I'm just your assistant, after all.
Not at all. I trust you. One day you'll become a master. That is, unless you lose your head first.
Ok. Forge consegna la spada. Ok. Ah, la spada dell'eremita, questa. Ok. Non è complesso, lo farò, in che non si dica. Oh. Fatta? Gesù Maria, ce l'ho fatta. Non so neanche come ho fatto. Stavo impazzendo, raga. Gesù Maria, sì. Alleluia. Gesù, raga. Stavo impazzendo. 3 volte ho sbagliato sta roba. Eppure ho fatto le stesse identiche cose che ho fatto adesso. Gesù Maria, grazie. Forge consegna la spada. Top.
What would you like?
Got something for you, blacksmith.
God's nails, you weren't bullshitting.
I'd say it looks pretty much like a sword, eh?
Looks like. This is a damned fine piece of steel. Damned fine.
Thanks. I was glad to help, but now there's something I need from you.
I'll pay you, of course. And if you want to do some smithing, I won't throw you out of my forge either.
No, you know full well what I need. I have to get to Samin's wedding.
Why is it so important for you? It'll just be a lot of people stuffing their faces. You can find that anywhere.
I have my reasons, and you don't need to know them.
God's nails, lad. You're full of mysteries. But whatever, that's your business. I don't mind taking you to the wedding. Nothing to it. We can set off once you're ready.
Ok. Ok signori, termino qui questo let's play. Spero vi sia piaciuto. Non ci vediamo con le prossime parti. Come sempre, supportate e arriveranno altre parti. Che bella la pioggia.